Well, good morning, everybody. Is it me or is it gloomy outside? Yeah, this is a soggy pickup lines on a Thursday morning here. But rain, shine, snow, sleet, or hail, pickup lines presented by Gamez Law, and you know, Gamez Law fights. And some of you are fighting to get through this rainy weather out here. Thankfully, the pickup lines vehicle is not a convertible because, yeah, it's a little soggy out there today. But we continue on. Again, not quite like the U.S. Postal Service. I'll do this show in just about any weather conditions within reason. But, yeah, I know this morning taking the kids to school and getting stuff done was not a lot of fun in this weather. So hopefully all of you are staying nice and safe and dry wherever you are. But nonetheless, thanks for settling in here, whatever you're doing. And I'd love to hear what you're doing. If you're working, as long as you don't get in trouble with the boss. Thanks for watching. We've got another great story to tell today. One thing that I've been able to do with this show in recent weeks and months is, you just never know who's going to end up in the seat here. And one thing that I've been blessed with is nonprofits. And there are hundreds, I don't know, thousands, but hundreds of them in San Antonio and in the San Antonio area. And by and large, they're all fantastic and do amazing work every day. As we speak, they're doing amazing work. And I've had a number of them reach out to me and say, listen, they like what I'm doing. They like this format. It's a 30-minute show, right? It's a long form interview. So there's time to tell stories and kind of get into. Like I tell people what I used to do on the news, you get 4 or 5 minutes with somebody and then you go to commercial, it's over. And you're like, man, I wish I had more time. Like I always wished I had more time with the guests. Here, that's not a problem. I can go as long as I want. So today we're here at Hila's Heart. This is a nonprofit that I've gotten to know a little bit about over the years. I've done a little bit of work with them. I'm planning to do more work with them in the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years. And behind me here, you can see a beautiful painting. And at the center of that painting is a red heart, which is part of the symbolism and the meaning for this nonprofit, this ministry. And essentially what they do is they try to bless families who are battling cancer. I lost my mother to leukemia 12 years ago. She battled breast cancer when I was a teenager. I know what that's like. That is just a terrible thing to have to go through. And I know that if maybe you haven't been directly impacted by cancer, but I guarantee you know somebody who has. And thank the Lord, there are nonprofits and ministries like Hila's Heart that, again, as we speak, and I'm outside their office today, they are doing this incredible work, helping people, and especially around the holidays, when these families who are going through a tough time, need some help. We're going to bring in, come on in, Gloria. We're going to bring in the founder of this amazing nonprofit, Gloria Benavidez Rodriguez, who's here. I don't want you standing out in this icky weather.
Thank you, Ernie. So thoughtful.
It's so nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here on Pickup Lines.
Thank you for having us. What an honor it is for us to be here.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was just telling everybody a little bit about your nonprofit and kind of the backstory and everything, and kind of the painting back here, which is a beautiful painting. Do we know who painted this?
That was from Nana, our resident grandma. She's the grandma of all of our families.
Oh my goodness.
You've met Maria. She's fantastic.
Yes. And I had the honor of being here not too long ago with some of my colleagues from media, and we one afternoon we were painting, and
that's right.
I don't think I embarrassed myself.
You didn't.
But it's an amazing ministry that you have here. Let's start by explain. I told a little bit about how you're helping families with childhood and young adults, cancer and everything, but how do you explain Hila's Heart to people who aren't familiar with your nonprofit and what you do?
Great question. So Hila's Heart is all about children. And not ironically, very organically, it started because of a child, right? 6 years old, and her name was Nana. Her family called her Nana. At 6 years old, she, let's say she fell off her bike and hurt her knee. Well, what do kids do? They run to their grandma or their mom to come, right? She ran into her grandma's house, and they called grandma my Hila. Ma, short for grandma, and Hila was her name. And so she's running into Mahila's house crying, and Mahila did this really cool thing. She said, "Venga pa acá, mija, come close.
Come here, yeah.
Yeah. Sit down with me." And she said, "Tell me what happened."
Okay.
And so while Nana's telling her what happened, crying, Mahila would do this really neat thing to get her mind off of the pain, but also to do something symbolic. She had red construction paper on her table. She would pull a red construction table. Red construction paper. She must have had a lot of them. She cut out a heart shape, and then she said, "Mija, Nena, I want you to put this heart where it hurts, and we're going to pray, and we're going to ask God to help you feel better. Do you believe?" The expectant child, right? Faithful.
Right.
And Nena says, "Yes, Mahila, I believe." They close their eyes. Mahila whispers a prayer, open their eyes. "Do you feel better, Nena?" And Nena would say, "Yes, I feel better." And then Mahila would say, "I want you to take this heart, and every time, if it starts to hurt again, I want you to put the heart where the hurt is.
Right.
And remember that God is with you, and He's helping you feel better." And so that's the story of Mahila's heart. I did not know that story, Ernie, until that little girl, Nena, several decades later, was 76 years old. That was my mom, and she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and she had told the doctors at MD Anderson when they diagnosed her she did not want pain medicine because she wanted to offer up her pain and suffering for the souls in purgatory. And so in her last days, what brought her comfort was her Mahila's heart. As soon as we understood the story, we went out and got red construction paper. And then there she is. My mom holding her Mahila's heart. And I imagine the image, what brought her comfort.
Right.
Actually, she's walking through the gates of heaven with this, and then there's no more pain. So
listen, you and I have that common bond of I've lost my mother to cancer 12 years ago, but I was reading about that story about was Hila, is that short for something? Hila?
My Hila. Ma is short for grandma, and Hila was her name.
But Hila, like the letter Hila, was that short for something?
I don't know.
Or no? I mean, Hila, because that's a unique name.
Yeah.
But I read about that. So you're talking about your mother going through this as a young girl, which would have been what time period? Like what year?
This was like 100 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. No internet. Like when she scratched her knee, and she, so you imagine like how that would be today, like 100 years ago, going, and her, I guess, grandmother at the time had this red construction paper,
right?
And no internet, TV,
right?
Computer, none of that,
right? Yeah.
It's just an amazing, and then you fast forward to that story with your mother and everything. It's so powerful.
So the story is a story of faith. It's while we are by nature, we are an organically faith-based nonprofit.
Yes.
So what do we do now? And we're a young nonprofit. We've only been around for about 4.5 years. We provide comfort, right, for families battling childhood cancer. So when and we've helped hundreds now, over 350 families. We are partnered with all 3 of the cancer hospitals. So our partners are the ones that refer our families to us. And we have Christmas year round for these families.
That's what I was just saying before you came in, that this is work that happens nonstop. And I would imagine as November, December rolls around, you have the week of giving and different things that happen. But I mean, it's such an emotional, powerful time, I would imagine, for the families that you help.
It is. It's an emotional and powerful time, but it's so rewarding. One of the things, imagine this, because when you're a parent, this is like the thing you never imagine will ever happen.
Yeah. When
you're told that your child has cancer, your entire world turns upside down. Your entire family turns upside down. Everybody's affected. In most cases, not most, in a lot of cases, what was a 2-income family now is a 1-income family. Yeah. And so there's just the reality is totally different, and there's stress built into every single second until that child has conquered cancer. But it affects everybody. So our partners at the hospitals, they know about our programs.
Right.
So we have a blessings program for the families that are currently in the fight.
Right.
We also have the Heaven's Way program for families that have been told there's no need to fight anymore. Your child is going to pass. And then there's the Survivor's Way program for families that have conquered cancer. So we see the families on all of these different levels of the cancer journey. And it is heartbreaking and it's rewarding at the same time. I can't explain it, but all of our volunteers have that sentiment.
No, having gone through a loss like that myself, where I was saying my mother had breast cancer when I was 12, and then she ultimately died of leukemia when I was, 12 years ago, much older. But my point is, when these things happen, these tragedies happen, and my mom suffered for 13 months in a hospital, that it's these support groups, it's these nonprofits, it's these types of organizations like yours that without you, I just don't know how I would have gotten through that time period, and even in the years since. As we speak, you have volunteers right now that are wrapping gifts inside. We're just a few feet away from your office.
Yep.
Tell us about that and what you have planned here, the week of giving, and what do the holidays look like around here?
So, like I said, we celebrate Christmas year round, but during this time, we have families that we are sponsoring for this year. We're doing 25 families. They are mostly all of them are referred by our partners. And what we do is we provide an incredible celebration for Christmas. We have local celebrities coming to help Santa Claus out because Santa Claus can't be here
Got it.
all the time.
Got it.
So we've got local celebrities coming in, local, just the greatest folks coming in to help the families celebrate. One of the things that's important I always remember this, but it's so important, Ernie, because there's not been one Christmas that we've celebrated that a few months later, I have been called by a parent who has told me, thank you for doing Christmas when you did, because that was the last Christmas that we had with our child. It's heartbreaking, but it's rewarding.
Yeah. People are watching here, and I'm just looking at trying to see the comments. Pearl Ramirez says, this is so sweet for that support. Her granddaughter is in remission with cancer right now. Forgive my reach here, but some of you are responding. I know, again, everybody has a cancer story, whether it's a immediate family member or a friend or somebody. Everybody has a story like that. For people who are watching who have been affected by cancer and could use help from a nonprofit like yours, how can they contact you, or what are some ways that people can help you if they want to volunteer?
Great questions. The first is we only take referrals from our hospitals.
Okay.
So whenever we get requests from the public, the first question we ask them is, what hospital is your child being treated in? Right. Because the 3 hospitals, which are University Hospital, Christus Children's, and Methodist Children's, they refer all of our families to us. They know exactly. So that would be the first question. And then the second question that you asked about volunteers.
Go ahead. I'm going to do an audible here because we have somebody that's trying to leave the parking lot, and okay, now we're in park. We're in park again.
Our vice chair Roxy over there. Roxy's always a rock star.
She is literally an amazing. No, she's okay. She's okay. We've never been hit by a car during a live show, and I don't want this to be the first day. So
I love it.
See how I do that? We just kind of audible and pivot. Okay, now we're good. We're parked again.
Regarding your second question, here's the thing: because we've gotten such a generous outreach from the community about how they can get involved. We started a group for women called Las Comadres de Hila. It's caught on like wildfire, and these women, we all come together, and we do have men in there too, come together, have the café con pan dulce, and we're talking about family stuff. We're sharing about our families that we're serving currently, the children and their families, and we figure out, is there something special we can do for them besides what we're already doing? So we have volunteers. We have wonderful volunteers, but anybody can go on to our website. Yeah. Can I give that?
Please do, yes.
www.myhealasheart.org to see how you can volunteer. We have the most incredible volunteers. There's one now.
Oh, is he? What are the odds?
What
We have.
Oh.
Okay.
FedEx.
All right, we'll do this.
Hold on one
We'll
moment.
figure this out. Come on in. John McFadden is here, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Feo. So, all right. Come on in.
Yes.
No. Guess what?
Best show ever.
Yeah. Guess what? I have to move now because the FedEx. Please, San Antonio police, do not come after me. But I'm literally gonna have to park now. We had to move a minute ago, but the FedEx truck was blocking us.
They're delivering the gifts from Santa.
They're delivering the gifts. Okay.
From Santa Claus.
Oh my goodness! I don't typically violate traffic laws during the show. Now we have parked again. I'm not moving this car again.
Hey, hey, what is this?
What?
What?
Oh,
What?
I've got the wrong one on. I'm sorry.
There you go,
I was
John.
gonna say. I didn't think Ray Fale wore this thing.
How'd that get in your back seat?
Well, I keep one just in case a king comes. Now, can you?
You're gonna have to open up your sunroof. But,
Well, it's raining.
but well, here I'll just hold it then. I don't want to stick a hole in your roof with my the point.
That's the way the show's going so far. I don't know. We'll see.
This is good. I bet you this is the first time you've almost had somebody hit you.
Well, I told Gloria.
Royalty.
This is not going to be. We're not going to get into an accident today. But this is amazing. So I've talked to people about how I'm on your court, and I'm honored to be, and I love everything about what
we're
you're
honored
doing.
to have you.
But I know that you have included Mahila's Heart in part of your reign, and we're gonna be mentioning this organization in the months to come. Absolutely.
So Leslie and I have decided a long time ago that a diamond does not create light. It does not. If you absorb light, you become a black hole. So it's all about reflecting, and so. We believe that the year as Ray Feo it's our responsibility to reflect as much light on as many other 501c3s as we can.
Yeah.
And Mahila's Heart is at the top of the list. It's amazing what they do. It's the program that they've got. As you know,
yes.
Our motto for the year and the subject for all of our school visits is "Let Your Light Shine."
Right.
And a lot of people don't know that comes for us. That comes from Matthew 5:16, which is "Let your light so shine amongst men that they see your good deeds, and it glorifies your Father in heaven." And
I want you to tell them about the crown.
So my crown. This is only you on pickup lines are going to know that. It's got my Air Force wings on it because I retired from the Air Force.
Thank you for your
Diamond
service.
for the Diamond Jubilee. And while it may look like this row of gems is just some random different colors that don't make any sense, this is actually Morse code for Matthew 5:16.
Nice.
Let your light so shine amongst men.
Beautiful.
And Mahila's Heart, Gloria, is the embodiment of Matthew 5:16. That's why it's so easy to shine the light on her and her organization and what she's doing for families and for kids. We just absolutely love them. So your deeds are apparent to everybody, and everything you do glorifies your Father in heaven. And so we're just proud to be associated with you.
Thank you so much, Ray Feo. It's an honor. I'm still trying to catch my breath from what you just said. And it's interesting because I was just telling Ernie a while ago, Mahila's Heart, by its nature, is a faith-based organization. It is all about the faith of do you believe that God is with you and He's helping you feel better? And so what we do instill with all of the families that we serve is that sense of hope.
Right.
And we just walk the journey as best as we can with the families to provide. One of the most recent things that we did, Ernie, and we've been in existence for about 4.5 years. One of the most recent things that we did, because we realized that the families need a lot of these families are going through such deep pain from the trauma of having childhood cancer in their family. We created the My Healer's Heart counseling services so that we can make an impact for years to come on that family that's dealing with the stress that they're having to go through right now. we just continue to grow. But it is because of the community and our faithful supporters. Pardon my pun, but it is.
No, well, I know faith is very well. Myself, all three of us, it's a huge component, and you've been very public about your journey, and I know you've shared some stuff with us as well. But what I love so much about the Ray Feo program is it's you as King take your platform. The educational component, the scholarships obviously are the main thing and the goal, and we're going to hopefully raise a lot of money for that. But you've chosen to kind of take on and embrace some of these nonprofits to elevate them and give them some exposure.
Absolutely. Our goal is to shine on as many 501c3s as we can. Hila's Heart is obviously a very easy one to do. Boys Town is another really easy one to do. Network of Young Artists, Robert Trevino, another really easy one to do. Even partnering with other people who have great big hearts for the community, like Elena Ayala and the things that she's doing for the West Side and for the Latino journalism students.
Right.
Anybody that we can get our hands on and help. That's what it's all about. Borrow the brand for 1 year,
right,
and give it back a little bit better than you found it when you get done.
I know you talked about this. Larry Kurth did a fantastic job.
Amazing.
He gave it to you, and then you have your time with it, and then you hand it off to the next Ray Feo. And I know you're going to spend time. We're here at their offices, by the way, not too far from the medical center area off I-10. But you're going to be spending some. You've already spent time here. You will continue to spend time here.
Absolutely. And isn't it funny? So you're talking about your counseling services, and headed up by
Tammy Cantu.
By Tammy. And Tammy and I were in Wayland Baptist getting our masters in counseling together in LPCs.
Great.
So I just walk in. I'm like, well, hello, Tammy. Long time no see.
Right.
You can't make this up.
It's such a small world, isn't it?
The other thing that was so amazing, and it was a testament to how God works in our lives, because just as a surprise, I mean, out of nowhere, didn't look for it, didn't ask for it, I get a call from our dear friend Carmen Gamez a few weeks ago. And I told you how much I love the Gamez family? But yes, go ahead. Carmen Gamez called you. She called, and they're great supporters of Hila's Heart. And she called me and said, "Hey, we came up with this idea, and what do you think about this?" And so the idea just blew my mind. Can I say what the idea is?
Well, or I can help you.
You go right ahead.
I know what big hearts Joe and Carmen have for the community, and it was actually Carmen. I approached her. We all through Fiesta we hand out medals. We at school visits, at parades. This is he's a metalhead. So I mean, we will literally hand out 35,000 medals.
I literally have a medal in my car just randomly. This is from my kid's school. This is, I'm telling you, they're everywhere.
And so one of the ideas that we had was the fact that, so we're handing out all these medals, but we can shine lights on people. And so I called Carmen. I said, Carmen, do you have, this is what we want to do. We want to put a 501c3 on the back of our medal to raise awareness for them. And without even blinking, she goes, Hila's Heart. And then literally within 24 hours, she put us together. And then within 24 hours after that, I think you had a proof and you said yes. And we put Hila's Heart and your website and your logo on the back of 10,000 medals.
What is that about?
How crazy is that? No, because you know how I feel about medals and the ability, again, like I said earlier, to not just be more than just a little trinket that they can spread a message and help nonprofits. And I mean, the fact that your Ray Feo medals are already one of the most highly coveted medals of all Fiesta, and Hila's Heart will be on the back of 10,000 of them.
Anything we can do above and beyond that to get the word out about what you do, we're all in.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on this program.
I can't wait to see the medal. When do we see the medal? I haven't seen. No, I haven't. I'm serious. I haven't seen it. You know how I feel.
You're gonna have to talk to the communications director, the communications minister on my court.
Yeah, I think I might know that person.
I think he knows your executive director.
Okay, good. I'll work on it. How great are the Gamezes, though? They're going to be here next week as well.
They are.
I mean, I could go on for another half hour about how much money Joe and Carmen have given to nonprofits and stuff that people don't even know about.
Right.
People don't even know about.
You know, one of the things last year, we got a couple
You're
of
fine.
minutes.
You're fine.
One of the things last year, and it was about this time last year, because they are such great supporters. I asked them if they would come out and help us celebrate with the families, and they happened to come out with one of the families that had 2 children battling cancer at the same time, and they were here. We took pictures, videos, the whole thing. Of course, the families loved that stuff. This is a joyous time, and a few short months later, one of those children succumbed to her cancer, and she passed away. So that family has one son that is still battling cancer, and they have another child. But one of the videos that somebody in Gamez law firm loved that video so much that they asked if they could use this. This was before Jasmine passed. They wanted to show that on one of their commercials, and so they did that. And a few months later, I called Carmen to tell her that little Jasmine had passed, and she was just heartbroken. And Joe and Carmen went to prove again how wonderful they are. They go to her service, her funeral service as well. And afterwards, Carmen calls me and she says, "Gloria, I was thinking about this, and Joe and I are really concerned because little Jasmine, that whole family's on that commercial. Would you ask the dad if they're okay? If they want us to take it down, we'll take it down. I mean, no questions asked." That's how thoughtful they are. And I asked the dad, and you know what he told me? He said that was one of the last joyful moments for Jasmine, and she would see herself on TV, and you know what she would say? "Look, Dad, I'm a star." So they said, "Please tell them thank you, but please to keep it up because it reminds us of the joy that our daughter had." That's Joe and Carmen Gamez. They're going to be here in a few days.
Yes.
And they're going to be volunteers helping Santa.
Santa.
They're going to be
Santa
helping
coming?
Santa, and you know who Santa's going to be?
One of Santa's helpers. Yes.
One of Santa's helpers.
One of Santa's helpers.
Who happens to be in this car as well.
Well, yep, Ernie,
So-
you're going to do great at it.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
There you have it. It's just amazing. I mean, it really is. It's again, that's what I was saying. That's what I love about this show. Just the ability to share these kinds of stories and just kind of pull the curtain back on some of these things that are happening every day. And it's such an amazing time of year. But we know that a lot of people are going through a rough time. And it would be more rough if not for people like you two doing your amazing stuff. So please go online to your favorite social media platform, to the website, follow Mahila's Heart. To make sure I have this right, it's mahilasheart.org.
That's right.
If you want to find out more about what Gloria and her team do, literally right now they're wrapping gifts inside and doing some amazing stuff. So,
So every time you even say Santa,
Yeah.
I just want to go, sing it loud and clear, sing it for all to hear. Right? Go straight back to Buddy.
yes, I know you.
When I
you
grow
couldn't help
up,
yourself.
When I grow up, I want to be Buddy.
I know you're on your way. I think you're on your way. Maybe next week you will be. But it's a pleasure to be with both of you today. Thank you so much for what you do. Please keep up all the great work, and I suspect this will not be the last time we talk about Mahila's Heart here. So thank you, Gloria.
Thank you so much.
Happy holidays to both of you.
Thank you.
Viva Rey Feo.
Royalty.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's an amazing crown. Okay, this has been another episode of Pickup Lines presented by Gamez Law.
Gamez Law lights.
Maybe Joe Gamez will represent you. Are those flashing lights behind you?
No. I promise, I'm not moving the car anymore. I'm not driving the car anymore. Oh, look at the time. All right, we'll see you next time. You guys be safe out there. It's a mess. All right, take care. See ya.